When you think of the most common cryptids out there, Bigfoot should top your list, or at the very least, crack the top 5. Pardon the joke. But when finding footage of this elusive creature that appears to be authentic is a difficult task, good footage is worth its weight in gold. Today we have tales from Washington, Mississippi, Colorado, and more, so it's worth sticking around to watch and enjoy. Kicking off today, Paul Freeman's story is that while working as a watershed patroller for the U.S. Forest Service back in 1982, he encountered a Sasquatch, which is another word for Bigfoot, near Walla Walla over in Washington. His account brought him a great deal of criticism and disrupted his family's life, causing him to actually quit his job to relocate. He returned to the area back in 1984 and essentially devoted the rest of his life to a search for evidence. He collected hair, photographs, and a variety of casts and footprints and other body parts. In 1992, he followed a series of tracks near the Deduct Creek and obtained a close-up video. And I was looking at it, I think it holds credibility. Could it have been hoaxed? Sure. But I have serious doubts that it was a fake. It offers a possibility that these creatures have supernatural abilities, without being too out there or too very much like hoax. Described by some folks as the best footage ever recorded of the otherwise mythical Bigfoot, this next clip from Josh Highcliffe has to be seen to be believed. Wasn't that wild? Josh uploaded the harrowing footage he captured to YouTube back in October of 2013, which has since gone viral with over 1.3 million views since then. He labeled the video, "I think I saw a skunk ape. Please help," seeking guidance from the online community. Oh, by the way, a skunk ape is known as the Florida Bigfoot. It's believed to roam that state because Florida. Josh revealed that the footage was taken approximately 9 miles west of Mississippi, Tunica to be specific, on his hunting property because he was out, hunting. Despite assuming it was an animal at first, he noticed its big shoulders, hands, and head before bolting in horror. He's like, "My first instinct was to run. I didn't even think of firing at it." Then he's like, "Crud, nobody's gonna believe me." So he described the encounter on his videos page being like, "I was out in the swamp, about 6 p.m., wasn't too far from the road. He was dressed all in camo because, well, he was hunting, and he was sitting still on a tree, waiting for the sun to go down because the hogs that he was hunting become a little more active after dark. Then he heard a noise and he couldn't believe his own 2 eyes. Even though he was a hunter, yeah, his first instinct was to run. Fight or flight, folks, it's a real thing. Well, fight, flight, fawn, freeze, you get the idea." Behind him was a black thing crouched by a dead cypress about 50 yards away. At first he thought it was a hog, but then he noticed the large shoulders, hands, and head of the creature, which appeared to be digging out a stump. It was like everything slowed down. He was scared. He took out his phone, started videotaping it. I guess I pushed the record button twice because it stopped blinking red, but then I pushed it again. He heard a truck driving down the road and then the thing stood up. Josh was trying to be quiet, and when it stood up, he couldn't control himself, and he ran. He guessed the size of the thing being about at least 7 feet tall, and although it's been a hot minute since he shared this sighting, people continue to comment on the video to say it's the best of its kind. One person said, "Honestly, this is probably the best footage ever recorded. Amazing that it's not talked about more." Another person, and this was in 2021, said the best video to date and it's 8 years old. "Congratulations, Josh, you've held the record for some time now. It looks so natural, like it's in its element. When you hear the crack of the wood when it rips it out, it sounds like it's got some real strength. Pretty convincing, one of the best Bigfoot videos I've seen." Another person even chimed in saying, "I think it's safe to say that this is actually one of the most real Bigfoot videos out there. This doesn't look like some guy in a suit ripping a tree apart. That's some brute force. Ripping a tree ain't easy. This is definitely 100% real footage to me. No CGI, no video editing, just pure Bigfoot video, and I love it. Well, keep that tree ripping away from me." In terms of a more recent viral moment, one such video has recently been doing the rounds on TikTok after it was shared by an influencer known as the Paranormal Cheek, which, love that. In a clip captioned "Bigfoot is real," the TikToker told her followers that she was posting the footage because she firmly believes it's one of the best recordings of what looks to be like Bigfoot caught on camera. She explained that it was filmed using a drone by a Vermont-based YouTuber called Ken's Carpentry, which K and K. We love alliteration. Who was looking for a mama bear and her cubs when he encountered this unidentified creature. This was back in 2022. So the video shows the camera gliding over a snow-strewn forest as Ken's voice can be heard gasping, "What in the world? What is that?" And as he continues to gush, "That's incredible, a tall furry figure can be seen walking through the trees." "No way, are you serious?" You can hear Ken being shocked as he zooms in on the creature whose footsteps can clearly be heard crunching through the snow. Now the TikTok video racked up thousands of views in less than 24 hours, and a lot of folks offered their take on the evidence. "Preach! He is real! I get such flack for believing." Which, fair. I believe it, but have a drone drop it closer to the ground next time for a better angle, suggested another. Yeah, there's been a lot of renewed interest in Bigfoot lately. I think there was actually a moment last year where authorities in New Mexico issued a warning to residents. It was a Facebook post reminding the community of the do's and don'ts when encountering Bigfoot. The instructions included, do not chase Bigfoot, do not yell at Bigfoot, do not feed Bigfoot, and also, don't take pictures. Oh, and also, do take pictures. I guess they want the proof. While on the train from Silverton to Durango, Colorado, Shannon Parker was scanning for elk with her partner, Stetson Tyler, who spotted something moving. Tyler was like, I think it's Bigfoot. A passenger sitting by the couple, who was only identified as Brandon, quickly grabbed his phone and began recording. We've got that footage now. In a Facebook post, Parker shared photos and Brandon's video of the elusive creature. As Tyler can be heard saying in the recording, I don't know about y'all, but we believe. And there's a lot of folks that have commented on this video saying that they too believe. Now there were a couple of doubters out there being like, I don't know. Allegedly this creature was at least 6-7 feet tall, and it matched the sage in the mountains so much that it was camouflaged when crouching down. In an interview, the folks that saw all of this said, if you asked before our trip, we would have said maybe Bigfoot could be real, but now we're convinced. Now, some folks were like, well, maybe it's a hunter, camouflaged. Parker disagreed, telling the New York Post there was no sign of a weapon or any hunting equipment. Even the train conductor told the couple of similar mysterious and unexplainable sightings. He said that he went out snowshoeing in those mountains before, and he had seen footprints that were larger and of much bigger stride than any kind of snowshoes would have been. By the way, folks, in case you didn't know, Bigfoot, also known as a Sasquatch, they roam all over the US and Canada. So it makes sense why we're seeing him pop up all over today. And finally for today, a figure believed to be Bigfoot has been captured walking up a hillside in the US. I know, shocker. Fascinating footage taken by a woman named Kelly, who was hiking through the Blue Mountains in Oregon with her daughter, was published on YouTube by the channel Rocky Mountain Sasquatch. And a lot of folks, myself included, are like, whoa. The blurry but fascinating video was recorded at a remote campground and shows a creature walking up a hillside. Kelly initially thought it was a human, so she took out her phone to zoom in closer for the sake of her skeptical daughter. And what she saw when she zoomed in wasn't a human. It was Bigfoot. The guys at Rocky Mountain Sasquatch, who are constantly on the hunt for more evidence that this elusive creature exists, were impressed by the footage, as were a lot of enthusiasts in the comments section. Bill Vereen765 wrote, the creature on the mountainside does appear to be injured or maybe carrying something. The pixelation from the zoom makes it impossible to tell for certain, and this is the reason our hairy cousins are the world champion hide-and-seek champions. Keep up the awesome work. Charlie Baltimore 7641 said, this is amazing footage. Great catch. It almost looks like it has something in its left hand. At first I thought it had a tail, but I don't think that's right. Either that or it has really big hands. Huge thighs though. Thanks for sending this in. White Tiger 5151 concluded, wow, that is a great clip. I'll be moving to Oregon, buying ranches to turn them into food forest farm sites, and I have no doubt that there will be Bigfoot living on those ranches. I could use some help in finding out where they are to keep my crew safely away from their territory. Well, that's the end of our time once again, folks. Be sure to let us know in the comments which video you think is most believable. Other than that, I've been Alexa, your resident ookie spooky girly. See y'all next time, you lovely spooky people.